Hey guys, it's Miss Potts, and today I'm going to show you how to make small, medium, and large tissue paper flowers. The first thing for the large tissue paper flower, the first thing you need is 8 pieces of tissue paper. I'm going to pick out 8 colors that I like that kind of go together. I'm going to put them in the order that I want and line everything up. Take your time and be careful not to rip the tissue paper. Once it's all lined up, I'm going to grab one of the smaller ends and I'm going to fold up just a little bit. Then I'm going to flip the whole thing over, holding the folded part, and I'm going to fold it back. This is an accordion fold. You flip and fold, flip and fold, flip and fold. So when you're done, you'll have the fold of kind of like a fan or an accordion. So it'll make kind of like a zigzag pattern when we're done. It takes a little bit of work. You want to make sure you keep those papers all together, but I know you can do it. If you need help, just ask. Once you're done accordion folding your whole entire 8 pieces of tissue paper, get a pipe cleaner. And I want you to wrap it pretty tight around the center of your fold. Not too tight that it's making it rip or making it kind of bunch up, but just tight enough to keep everything together. And once you get that pipe cleaner on there, just twist it together and tuck in the pokey ends so they don't poke you. Then take scissors, and I want you to cut all of those pieces of tissue paper together into a curve at each end. You want to make sure you put the tissue paper in the very back of the scissors so you can cut through all of those pieces. It's going to take strength, but I know you can do it. So I'm going to take those square edges and make them curved. Then I'm going to need to fluff out each individual piece of tissue paper. You want to be careful that you don't rip it, but what I'm going to do is start on one side. One hand is holding the top blue piece of tissue paper while the other hand holds the other 7 pieces together. And I'm just going to fluff it up or kind of pull it up so that it starts to make those beautiful petals. Be careful that you don't tear the tissue paper. It's so easy to tear. One hand holds the top piece and pulls it carefully up, and the other hand holds the rest of the pieces on the bottom. You want to do that to your whole entire stack of tissue paper, and you'll start to get the form of your flower. Now our large flower is complete, and that's why it's important to line up your pieces of tissue paper so that you have your petals in the right color order. All right, now we're going to make 2 smaller flowers, and this time we only need 6 pieces of tissue paper. Pick out your 6 colors, and for this one we're going to need a ruler because we're actually going to measure and cut a smaller square of our 6 pieces of tissue paper. So I'm going to take my ruler and line it up in the corner of all 6 of my pieces of tissue paper and mark a line at the 8-inch mark. Then I'm going to line my ruler up with the line I just made and go into the center of the tissue paper and make a mark at the 8 inches. And once I have those 2 marks, I'll take my ruler, line it up with my mark and the edge of the tissue paper and draw my lines. These are going to be the lines that I'm going to cut on to make a perfect 8 by 8 inch square. Well, it might not be exactly perfect because I'm not a computer, but I'm going to try my best. I cut all 6 pieces of tissue paper together, and there's my beautiful 8-inch square. I'm going to make my flower the exact same way I made my big one. I accordion fold, then I wrap my pipe cleaner around the middle, I cut the edges round, and I fluff out each individual petal. Be very careful not to rip your tissue paper. And there's my small flower. Now I'm going to take the 6 pieces of tissue paper that I just used to make the small flower, and this time instead of doing 8 inches, I'm going to measure a 12-inch square. That's the exact size of my ruler. Once I get my 2 12-inch marks, I'll draw my 2 straight lines using the ruler. Measuring with a ruler is part of math because it involves understanding numbers and lengths and distances to create accurate shapes and designs. Math and art combine when artists use geometric shapes like this square that we just cut out and patterns and measurements to create some very beautiful artworks, blending creativity and math together, just like we're doing in our Wednesday intervention. For your third tissue paper flower, I hope you know by now, you accordion fold. Wrap the pipe cleaner tight around the middle, cut the edges curved, and fluff out each petal. Very carefully, don't tear your tissue paper. Now you have a large, small, and medium tissue paper flower. I can't wait to see what you create today.